Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Before I go any further, we're going to do our weekly question. Which of these three balers do you want me to buy as a permanent addition to the farm? Now, we did originally ask if you wanted me to get a Massey Ferguson square baler or stick with the round baler that we got, but I had so many people asking me to get this one here, the Krone Big Pack, and also had a lot of people saying they wanted to see some John Deere or some other balers as well, that I decided that rather than committing to having this Massey Ferguson square baler here, I would offer you a choice between all three of these balers. So we will lease this one to do our straw, and then when the straw is finished, we will then buy the next baler that will be the permanent addition to the fleet, which will either be this Massey Ferguson baler right here, the Krone Big Pack right here, or the John Deere 690 right here. It's your vote. It's your game. Head into the comment section down below. Let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Now, I'm going to sell these balers very quickly so that we can get back the full amount from them. And then I will... We've got to get our combines moving again. They've all stopped at the moment. Right. First up, we are going to get the Class Dominator rolling again. Now, this one might have a bit of trouble in this field because of the bits in the middle, but we can sort of help try to nurse it through these issues, I hope. And then we can nip up to the other combine. Now, the other combine at the other end shouldn't really have any problems at all, so we can focus our attentions today on this one down this end. Just going to detect the field very quickly. And he's going to get as far as that telegraph pole right there, and he's going to run into it and stop. At least that's what I've got my money on it doing, because that is generally what it tries to do with the AI vehicle extension. It's really good. It reads the outside of the field, but it doesn't read... And it will read collisions around the outside of the field as well, but it doesn't read collisions on the inside. Nope, it's going to crash into it on the next time round. Well, that's okay. We can let it do that. And yeah, well, so we can let it actually, it will now run just fine all the way around the field because there's no dodgy field boundaries right here. Okay, that one's going to go back up a little bit. Okay, he's doing just fine, so we'll let that one go. This is the one that we need to get going. Ford here has only 29% in the trailer, so that one's just fine as well. Let's flick through everything that we got. There we go, that's the one that we want. We're going to take the full load of grain off, the full load of canola off of the Massey Ferguson that we've got up the other end there, and then that one can run back through to the pigs, empty out, and oh, he's done 2 passes already. He's on the second round. This field's not got a lot left on it, really. This one will very soon be finished. Then it's got a little tiny one there and that long one up through there, and that's it. The canola will then be done. We may move this combine down to help with the barley. I don't know. We'll sort of see how much of the barley has been done, whether or not we actually need to do that. At the moment, the hired help is set on stop to unload, which I think we will keep it on rather than trying to run along beside it, because that's just going to end up complicating matters and make life a bit more difficult for us, which we don't really want to do. We are going to go... I was thinking that we would go back along the field and onto the road there, but I think what we might do first is we'll just go along that road. We'll come in the other way, just so we can take a look at the village at this end, because we haven't done that yet. We haven't sort of had a little bit of a tour of the map. And we're on 8,000. That combine is still actually 7% full, so the combine takes more than this trailer holds. Might be an indication that it's probably time to upgrade our trailer a little bit. For now, we won't worry about it. We'll just carry on as we are. There's no flashing beacons on this one. We can put hazards on, as we've got no flashing beacons. Oh, one thing I was told, when you're in Poland, you're required by law to have lights on at all times. You're supposed to have your lights on all the time when driving around in Poland. I didn't know this, but we will try to make sure we keep our lights on. Only just the standard lights. You don't need to have them on full or anything like that. But you are actually supposed to have them on when you're driving around. I've been told this by a couple of people now. So we will try to make sure that we keep our lights on whenever we're on the road, whatever we're using. And you have to have beacons on if there are beacons available. You don't have to have your hazards on, not like in the States. But the other options you do need to. Now, we do want this one to tip on the right side this time. So grain door, tip side, left is the one that we want. So there we go, and tip. Much better. We can tip that one out there, and then we will nip back over to Actually, we'll go out the back road this time. Rather than going around on the roads too much, we'll go out this way and we'll park ourselves in the middle of this field that has already been harvested. Helper E is blocked by an object. That will be the Dominator up against one of those telegraph poles, I'm guessing. Now, I've got my that's what I put my money on. It's definitely on one of those telegraph poles. Right now, as we're driving around the field and we're not on the roads, we don't need to worry about that one. We can just bring this one up here. That is going to confuse the combine a little bit, the turn there. So if we can just stop this one here, and we'll flick through very quickly to the combine. Actually, it's probably going to be okay like that. So if we go back this way now, and I was right. No, I'm going to do that. So we've at least gone around the field. Now, I was thinking of sort of doing the rows up and down on this, doing it properly. But as the field is so small, I don't think we need to worry about doing the rows up and down. We can just go round and round until the job is done. It's not going to affect how difficult it is to do the baling afterwards. If you've got a really big field, it is better to... It's easier when you're doing a lot of jobs, if you can put in a little bit of land work with it as well. But I don't think we're really going to need to worry about that, which will make our job a lot easier. So if I just come up along here and start this one again, he's on 75%. So I'm just going to come in on that side there like that. Then I will press H and let the hired help continue on for us. That one, okay, I'm going to help this one out because otherwise it's just going to get confused. Then we've got to get the Ford as quickly as we can over to the Dominator and get that one started. So I'm gonna actually have to do this myself, I think, because otherwise it's going to get down to the other end and it's really just going to get itself lost. So we'll, you know what? Let's try it. Let's just give the hired help a chance here, shall we? So that we can get onto this one, get over to that combine over there and get emptied out as quickly as we can. That's going to give us another trailer load of grain. I don't really want that combine to stop if we can help it, the Dominator, because of the way that it does the whole sliding about thing, which is really, really bad. There's one thing I really don't like about this combine, and it's the one reason that I don't want to keep this combine either. The Lexion would be an amazing combine to get, it's just that it's such a massive machine. I don't think it really fits the feel of this map. But, I mean, give me your opinions on that. What do you think of us having a Lexion instead of these two small combines? I know that the Lexion is a really big combine. Look at it, you can see it sliding already. It's moving a ridiculous amount already. How far is it going to slide before we've finished emptying out? Well, we'll see what other combines we've got. We've got another a class one, but it's got a much smaller header on it. We may be able to put this header on it, which would make a significant difference. Although I think it's just based off of the Sampo Rosenlu model rather than anything different. Let's go to there. Go on, go on, go on. Finish, finish. It's very slow unloading this one as well. Okay, back up there. Getting a lot of lag, and that's probably because the other combine is now struggling to do whatever it needs to do. But that one can continue on. He's not sliding around too much. Let's go through. We should have gone the other way with the combine. Is that one? Yeah, we should have. Right. Let's just stop you now before you go completely insane. He's actually done it. He has finished this field. That's ideal. So let's whiz this one up over here and we can start it. We'll just put it in on this corner. I'm actually thinking that it might be better if we can come over to this side. I know that we're driving on the road to start this, but it would just be better if we could do it from this side. Come in like that. If we move quickly, we're not going to cover the road in anything. That will very quickly read where everything is. And yes, we could turn this here into a big field, including that one there. So we've got one big field there, and then we've got another big field there next to where the actual pig place is. Come back over to this one. Then here, I mean, these two fields here, these are just going to be atrocious, whatever we do, because of the collisions all the way through them. It's just going to make it really difficult. But we could make some bigger fields over that end. Now that we've got this going, let's just very quickly take a look at our combines, because I don't like the fact that this one slides around so much. It is awful. So you've got the case axial flows, a lot of combines been based off of that one, and then you've got the Sampo Rosenlu here. There's a lot of combines been based off of that one as well. We've got those. You've got this class Dominator here. Now that one is that model. It's the same model. They've just used the same thing. 4,600, 4,200. So yeah, basically that is the Sampo Rosenlund model, but we could try to use the 6-meter header on that one instead of just using that Dominator there. So that's one that we could try, because the one that we're using is this one over here, the Class Mega. Big difference between the two. That one is fine. It does do the job. Now, we could go for like a new Fendt, and I think actually the medium Fendt would be the better one. That's based off of that's actually just a copy of the Massey Ferguson models. A few people have said they like the idea of us using a Rosselmash because that would fit really well with this particular map. I like the idea of having the Class Lexion. I love the Class Lexion. It costs a fortune, though. That is an absolute fortune. It's a 10,000 litre tank on that one. If we were to upgrade and we were to get new, then we would only need the one. And I think that it would be a kind of a case of buying a bigger combine, and so we'd be upgrading our fields. And maybe we could do that. Maybe that would kind of be like a theme that we could run. This year, we've had a theme of small, old machinery as we're sort of struggling to get through. But then next year, we could do a major upgrade. Now, a lot of people said they don't want to see me getting the gold nuggets on the map. A lot of people have said they don't want to see the gold nuggets being picked up because it's cheating in an extra €1,000,000 and it just doesn't feel right. They'd like to see me struggle from the start. But now, the idea I've had is we've done the small machinery. We're doing the small machinery this year. I know it's taking quite a long time to get through the year, and there were people who said it's going to take like 50 episodes to do just a single year. I'm hoping that the year is soon going to be over. But see, as we're doing it with the small machinery, it takes longer to do everything, doesn't it? So next year we could do another year on the calendar, and then I think that's probably going to be the end of the series. So the winter, we could join a load of fields together. We could buy some extra fields. If we were to go and get those the gold nuggets, so we get that extra $1,000,000, that would help us. We could get some bigger machinery. We sell the small stuff. We upgrade. We buy bigger. We go bigger all the way round. So we've got we get one combine that's much bigger. We've joined a load of fields together to make the fields bigger, and basically everything we use is on a bigger scale than what we're doing now. What do you think of that idea? That's what I'd like to hear your comments in the comment section today. What do you think of this idea of getting the gold nuggets for next time around, and basically going for a big farm, kind of big scale? So it's new machinery, new gear, everything for the next year that we go through, and then that's kind of it. At the end of next year, however many episodes that takes, that will be the end of the series then. What do you think of this idea? Oh, the lag there is obviously, it's the hired help up the other end is struggling to get round a corner. It's busy doing its pathfinding and getting a little bit confused up there. He does do that. I do talk about this quite a lot. Everybody knows by now that it does do that. Okay, I'm going to just jump out of that one, and we're going to go and get a little bit more grain in here, and then we can go and tip this one load that we've got. Start you up. If I time this just right, we could get to the end of the row with the combine, and hopefully it will. It does have to put the thingy out. Is it going to do it? Well, there we go. Excellent. Caught it just in time. How's that? Beautiful catch, I feel. Beautiful catch. So we can fill this one up. Yeah, I really do like this Marshall trailer. I've said this several times now. The John Deere colours on it do actually look quite nice. I'm quite pleased with that. It's very laggy. I'm guessing that the combine at the other end is struggling to get round a lot of corners at the moment. We'll very quickly get this out. We'll go and check on that combine, and then we can come back and we can tip this load. But yeah, comment section today. I really want to hear your views on this idea that I've had about upgrading everything for next year. We'll go and get those gold nuggets. We'll find them in the winter, and then we'll use that to upgrade everything across the map. Well, not necessarily everything, but we'll upgrade as much as we can. So we've got bigger machinery, we've got bigger fields, bigger machinery, and we can run it sort of that way instead. Oh, that's why he's gotten confused. He wasn't able to get round the corner. It does that. Once you get to the point where you're sort of turning back on yourself, it really doesn't like it. That's okay. We'll forgive you. We don't mind. We can work around this. Start you up and set him in this way, then we can just watch it go down through this bit. And then when he gets down the other end, we will turn it round manually, set it back off, and we'll then run alongside it with the Deutz, and we'll empty that one out as well. our harvest, well, the canola harvest is just about done. We've just about finished that. We've just got that one little field left there. The barley harvest has actually got quite a way to go, so we probably, I think that between this episode and next one, I will move this combine down to the other end of the map, and we will end up using both of them. We'll use both of them in the wheat, in the barley, and barley's not ideal to use with a really old combine, but I mean barley's a lot easier than wheat. For some reason I thought that we had wheat, and I was always told that a really old combine, they do struggle to handle wheat. Wheat does make them bark and grunt quite a bit, and it's because of how thick the crop is. But that is, again, that's down to the way that we operate here in the UK. The differences between the UK and the US, well, intensive and extensive farming. We get 5 to 6 tons an acre for grain, whereas 1 or 2 tons an acre is quite common in Australia and the US for, well, most areas. It's because of the much higher yield. So someone did say that they come from an area where only a few miles down the road they actually hold the world record for the highest yield per acre ever recorded, and that is something that I would expect to see either here in the UK or mainland Europe, because of the way that our farming is so different to it over in the US and large parts of Russia as well, all along northern Russia, the steppes where farming is done on a massive scale. Australia, that's extensive farming. You're not going to get world record yield per acre in that type of farming environment, because you don't apply the amounts of fertilizer and stuff that we apply here. We do pay for our extra yield. The extra yield is paid for with a massive amount of fertilizer that is applied over and over and over again. Hopefully this combine will be able to continue on. I was going to empty it out, but I think we'll leave it for a minute. Let's get this one. Actually, no, I'll tell you what. First of all, we will go to you and just sort out this little issue here, and then it should be able to just finish off this field without any trouble. Back up there like that. Start that one up. And I just want to go down this way just a little bit. Come up through. Around there. And we're done. Okay. Turn off just a second so that I can back round the corner. Yeah, these telegraph poles, I like that. They are very realistic. It is nice having that sort of touch of realism about the map, but at the same time, they can be an absolute pain, can't they? That's okay, we don't mind. But yeah, what do you think of this idea of the million? I know that several people said they don't want to see a million being brought into the map, but that was back at the beginning of the series. Things are progressing slightly differently to how I originally anticipated, and I think that's okay. So things are being done a little bit differently now. Let's start that one up. Now this is the one that does have the bit here. You've got that lever there which opens up this. So if I just press this, oh, it's done on the mouse button. See, you can open and close it like that. Come on, Frith, you'll break it if you keep doing that. Brilliant. There we go. Flaps open and come through there. And now all you've got to do is you just back the trailer right up to it and tip. Nice and easy. Easy and nice. Let's just back up to there. Actually, I'm going to get that a little bit more centered, otherwise we're going to end up with a huge pile of grain off the side. I mean, I know that technically we won't, but this is supposed to be a realistic series, which is why I'm asking you beforehand if you think it would be a good idea to go and get an extra million euros, because that is quite a big amount of money, isn't it? That is a big chunk of cash to go and get. So there we go. We can tip that out. I'd like this Marshall trailer. I really do. This Marshall trailer does look very good. Just bring that down like, there we go. That's a nice picture, that is. I'm pleased with this. I know the Marshall trailers are usually red, but the colour that we've got here, I know that yes, it's the John Deere colour and everything, but it's nothing new. It's nothing amazing and groundbreaking or anything like that. But there's something very pleasing about the way those colours look. They look like they go very well together. Now let's just stop that one, and we will just do this manually. We want a little bit here. I'm not so worried about the other combine. If that one stops, he stops. He can carry on. This one here, if I go through and drop into that bit as well. There we go. It is leaving it a little bit messy here, but that's alright. We can get round that. So possibly that field there would be about the only one that we would want to worry about putting land work in without the end bits. I mean, that does make it look a little bit messy. I'm thinking that we're going to leave that one until last. Maybe we'll get the other combine working on that one because it can just go slowly. This combine then can get started on I think it's only 2 other fields that we've got to do. Oh no, it's 3. Yeah, 62, 60... No, it's just 62 and 61 down there. And then 77 for the bigger one. So we have almost finished the entire map. We're almost done. We close that one down. Go whizzing up through here. So that means that in tomorrow's episode, we will be starting our baling. We will go and get the Massey Ferguson baler. We're going to lease it, and we will start doing the baler. That is going to be run behind the Ford, and possibly these two... The 2 combines will still be working whilst we get started on baling, but I don't think we'll be doing there won't be a lot left to do by the time we start on the baling, because this field here isn't going to take very long, and that combine up in the other field doesn't have much to do at all now. Now I've left a load of grain all over the track, which is not ideal. I'm going to do this bit here manually because it's so tight to the fence. And with the issues that we get with the hired help, the AI thing, it might just be better if we do this. Now, this field here, I think we will keep this one as just by itself, because I'm thinking that other field there right in front of us, if that one is then turned into grass, we can then increase the amount of cows that we've got. We'll get bigger mowers. If we're going to go for this major upgrade job, where we'll either get like butterfly mowers. I know I've had people asking me to get the Krone Big M. Now the Krone Big M does not suit this map as far as I'm concerned, but the Krone Big M might suit this map if we're going for a much bigger scale of everything. I'm reversing. It really doesn't like to reverse this one. It's genuinely struggling to back up round the corner. It seems to struggle to do any kind of turning at all, this one. And see the way that it slides as it goes out round the corner? There's some serious issues with this combine, there really is. And partly I think that's just because of there was a slight hill there on the corner. But nevertheless, there are still some issues with this combine. Big issues. Come around there and start it up again. And bring it in here. Like that. And then I should be able to put the hired help going there. Just got to read it. Less than half a hectare just for that bit. That's fine. You can keep going down there. Now we've got this one to do. Very little of this field left to do anyway. I need to go... Oop, that one. There we go. And we can nip underneath that one and get that bit. I think we will get that combine down, and that can help just do the last field. The Dominator will cope admirably with the other 2 fields. But then the final field, if we have the 2 combines working together in the last field, while we get started on the baling as well, we can keep things moving quite nicely. We'll be using the auto load trailer to gather up the bales rather than picking them up manually in the field. I'm thinking that we'll use the auto load. I might just for a couple of the fields put the auto load in the middle of the field with the auto load switched on, and then run pick the bales up and carry them to the trailer. So the auto load auto stacks them on the trailer, but we are still actually doing a little bit of work with it. I think that might be one way forward with it. The bales, we'll stack them carefully in the shed back at the main yard there. Although I'm starting to think that we might want to be buying another shed. If we were to go and get a second shed, and like one of the placeable ones, they have the masks and everything on, so that we're not going to lose our straw through the winter. But at the same time, we've also got plenty of space then to be able to stack straw away, because getting the straw put away is going to sort of be one of the most time-consuming bits of what we've still got left to do. Now, there's not going to be a great deal of grain left to put into here, and then we can take a look in a minute and see how much canola we've gotten off of everything. And I think it's going to be a pretty good harvest. It's my timer going off to say that we've almost run out of time. I think we're going to have... It's going to be quite a successful harvest, I feel. I think we're going to get a reasonable yield, certainly out of these fields up here with the canola. And just park up there a second and press escape there. 27,000 litres of canola so far. I know that we had like 4,000 already, but that's not a bad yield. That's pretty good, I would say. We want to go this way. That combine... Right, we want to get the Ford over here pretty quickly so that we can keep this one moving. This one... I'm actually going to help this one around the corner myself, just to get this bit here done, because otherwise it's going to get itself confused. And then that's going to be this done up here, and we've only got, like I said, those little bits down the bottom. It might not even be worth moving this combine all the way down to the other end of the map. We might just leave it up here. Okay, it gets as far as there. It doesn't actually need to go any further. So if I just turn it off, I will get this little piece here that we've left behind. Like this. And then I can get it started over on that last little bit. The Dominator down there will almost... It's the speed that it's getting through the crop down there. I'm thinking actually we'll just stick this one in the shed up here until we can decide what we're going to do. Because if we are going to be upgrading everything through the winter, we've got loads of stuff that we can sell through the winter. There's crops to sell. We're going to be getting all of our milk as normal anyway. And we're going to be trying to make sure that we can keep the cows nice and productive right through the winter. So, as well as selling machinery, we will be in a position where we can increase our loan. At the moment, we've got some loan, but I mean, we've maxed out the loan that we've got available, but we will be able to get more by the winter because everything increases in value, and the loan available with the seasons is based on the amount of value of your property. So that is going to be another big bonus. Come through there. Am I going to be able to get it all in one go? Tiny bit. I will leave that. That bit is not going to make any difference to it. It's really not going to make any difference whatsoever. So that is that done. Let's just pick that one up. And I tell you what, I'm not even going to bother putting it... Oh, Helper I has a full grain tank. Well, we'll leave this one here for a minute. Let's just switch that one off. And we'll come over to here. This one now needs to go racing around to the other side so that we can empty out that grain tank as quickly as we can. Then the Dominating can get going again. Do I bring the combine down to that field there? I know that the Dominator will deal with most of it. I don't think I'm going to bother. I think I will get the Deutz can bring down the square baler. It might need to... I don't know if the Deutz is actually going to be able to run the square baler. We might need to put it onto this one. Look at how much that is drifting round. I'm going to just take a little bit. Just a few percentage. 80. Right, now if we back up a little bit, let that one continue on. He'll straighten himself up, and then I will go up alongside it, and so that it's not gonna drift right back into the crop and turn itself round. Then I can take a little bit more off of it. Stop. There we go. And hopefully it's not going to slide too much. I'm selling, regardless of what happens, I'm selling this one as soon as the harvest is finished. I really don't like the way it slides all over the place. It doesn't grip the ground properly when you're trying to get it to move. So I absolutely don't like this combine. This one is off the cards, okay? We're getting rid of this one. So we've just got to find something to replace it with. But we've got until next year to decide what we're going to replace it with. I may be buying that field over there. If I do, I will harvest that one with the Massey Ferguson rather than with this one, because we're going to have to wait a little bit for the grain to ripen in that field. There we go. That is that one done. It's not going to need any more in this field. I think. Well, what we'll do is we'll just park this one over here. Actually, if I park it right there, it's going to be in the way of the combine trying to turn the corner, so I'll back it up a little bit. If we go to there, that should be okay. Switch that one off. I want to go that way. If I stop the hired help a minute, and we do the whole turning bit here for it, should help it out quite a bit and make life a bit easier for us when we come back the other way. There we go. Run that one up through there. Right, so my question for this week is, which square baler do you want me to buy? I am going to lease the Massey Ferguson square baler this time round, which is that one there I showed you at the beginning of the episode, and then I am going to buy one after the harvest. So we'll see how this Massey Ferguson does perform, and then we've got those two as well. We might actually just test a bale on each of those as well, just for this straw, and we'll see how they all go, and then we'll return them all. Well, we'll return those two. So we'll buy, test, and then return. So you've got that kind of the testing period. But yeah, which one do you want? Do you want the John Deere, do you want the Krone, or do you want the Massey Ferguson square baler? It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. We have got these two fields left. Because of the amount that we've got left, am I going to be able to do this? I don't really want to do a load of it off camera. I don't really, to be honest, I don't actually have the time to do that this week, so we're going to kind of try to do this on camera as much as we can. We can just finish this field up and we'll get started on the next one, and then we'll get the baler down here in the next episode and we can start baling. And what we'll do is we'll have one tractor and trailer on the combine, so that one will keep going, and then we can also do the baling, so we can just kind of flick between the two. It'll be easier if we have the Ford on the baler, I think, because the Ford is like that. It's just two away. So if we do it like that, why have you stopped? Oh, I didn't actually have the hired help. I thought I'd put the hired help on it. I haven't. That's why it stopped. That would make a lot of sense. Okay, we can stop that one there, and if I bring that one out, turn the combine off, and lift the header up, I think part of the reason that it slides, well, no, because it does it without the header on. Having the header on is stopping it from being able to turn very easily at the end here because of the slope of the ground. It does slide anyway, regardless of whether the header is attached or not. So that being like an argument for why it's doing it is kind of invalid now. Never mind, we won't worry about that. So I think we'll put the baler onto this Ford, and then we'll get the Deutz down here and put that one onto the trailer. That might be a good way to do it. Not quite sure. We'll just come into here and start up. What I'm going to do is I will come in round sharp like this in order to start this one. Should work. And I think we're okay to actually let this one go with the hired help for the whole field. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Yes, I am... So, like I said, I'm seriously considering... Why is that over there looking like it's ploughed? I did actually test, didn't I? I did run a quick test on that. Huh. We'll go... I'm just going to pop over there and take a look. What we'll do is we're going to go to that one. Visit. Now, this is the one... This one cost us 57,000 if we do that one. I tested the bulldozer over here, and it doesn't look like it's ploughed, but when you look at it from a distance, it's actually looking like the ground is ploughed. Here. That looks like it's been ploughed, doesn't it? No, I didn't think I tested the bulldozer here. Because it didn't look like it was doing anything, I didn't bother saving it. Let me just take a look a minute. There's an easy way that we can find out. If I zoom in like this, it would say ploughed ground, but there is no indication that there is ploughed ground there, is there? So I don't think that's the case. And grass, nope, there's nothing showing there. Oh no, you go grass and then you go, nope, definitely nothing showing. Okay, that's just a little mystery that we will have to get to the bottom of another time. Is he going to get stuck against that? Oh! Right on the very edge of it. Look at that. Look. Right on the very edge of it. Let me in. Let me in. Okay, yes. Climbing onto the header is probably not the smartest move. But still. It almost got round there. I did wonder if it would actually get round that bit. Okay. There we go. So, yes. If you enjoyed this episode, please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.